For centuries, the search for King Arthur's legendary Camelot has captivated both scholars and enthusiasts, its elusive location the subject of fervent speculation and fantasy. Recent advances in the combined fields of archaeology and remote sensing have, however, begun to illuminate the shadowy boundary between myth and historical reality. Through the judicious employment of LiDAR technology and the uncovering of significant post-Roman ruins, the prospect of identifying a real-world inspiration for Camelot appears closer than ever. The roots of the Camelot legend are deeply embedded in medieval literature. The 12th century Welsh cleric Geoffrey of Monmouth, in his expansive but imaginative History of the Kings of Britain, introduced Arthur's court, although locating it at Caerleon, an ancient Roman fortress in Wales, thereby grounding fantasy in antiquity. The literary edifice was later refined by Sir Thomas Malory in the 15th century, whose La Morte d'Arthur not only established many of the iconic motifs of Arthurian romance, such as the Round Table, the chivalric fellowship, and courtly love, but rooted Arthur's authority firmly at Camelot. In Malory's hands, Camelot evolves from a mere seat of governance into a symbol of justice, unity, and the fleeting promise of a golden age. The enduring appeal of Camelot, therefore, is less about its geography than its embodiment of ideals, equality, heroism, and utopian aspiration. Yet the pursuit to tether this literary artifact to a physical foundation remains a persistent academic endeavor. If Camelot existed, what form might it have taken? To answer such questions, historians sidestep the plate-armored king of romance in favor of the Dux Bellorum, the warlord of post-Roman Britain. After the Roman legions departed in the early 5th century, Britain became a fractured landscape subject to repeated Saxon incursions. Such turbulence was fertile ground for a charismatic leader to emerge. Though sources like the Historia Brittonum and the Annals of Wales reference Arthur and his victorious battles, most notably at Mount Badon, their paucity and brevity leave much to conjecture. The absence of any mention of Camelot in these early records inscribes it more solidly into the realm of legend, only for its prominence to burgeon in later romance. The challenge of locating Camelot thus lies in bridging the gulf between the sparse chronicles of post-Roman Britain and the florid landscapes of chivalric imagination. Over the centuries, numerous sites, ranging from Caerleon and Cadbury Castle to Tintagel and beyond, have vied for the title of the real Camelot, each bolstered by local lore and fragmentary evidence. None, however, had offered definitive proof, the quest remaining as much a metaphorical as an empirical exercise, until now. Recent breakthroughs arose from the application of LiDAR, an advanced form of aerial scanning utilizing laser pulses to pierce dense vegetation and reveal lost structures. In a recently scrutinized site, previously obscured by centuries of foliage, researchers identified extensive remains, a formidable great hall with substantial defensive works, accompanied by carefully worked carved stones. These remnants align chronologically with the post-Roman epoch and are unique in their scale and status, suggesting a site of regional administrative importance, possibly even a court. The nature and sophistication of this discovered complex hint not merely at habitation, but at deliberate ceremonial architecture. The location contained stones carved with iconography plausibly linked to rulership, alongside conspicuous staging areas which could, in theory, support gatherings akin to an embryonic round table. The cumulative evidence suggests that the socio-political structures idealized in later literature may have roots in this tangible context. The ramifications of such a finding, if confirmed, are profound. The site offers the opportunity to anchor the legend of Camelot in a precise landscape, reconnecting the mythic with the historical. It gestures towards an early leader whose court, distinct from the later medieval pageantry, nonetheless provided a nucleus for narratives extolling unity, equality, and resistance in the face of chaos. The ideals propagating from Camelot, therefore, emerge not as pure fiction but as the echo of real post-Roman aspirations. In conclusion, the renewed search for Camelot, empowered by technological innovation, has exposed a physical substrate to the legend that promises to recalibrate our comprehension of the early medieval period. While further investigation remains imperative, the convergence of literary analysis, historical context, and archaeological discovery brings us closer to the moment when the Arthurian myth, long unmoored, finally touches the soil from which it sprang, conferring upon Britain not only a tale of heroes, but a tangible connection to its own imagined golden age.